with you to get, tonight in this building, 2 goals and to get that milestone, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be pretty special. I don't think many people thought that have the opportunity to do it here, obviously. But yeah, it'd be pretty special, obviously.
When did you start thinking that you could do it here?
I mean, I was 4 goals away going into Buffalo, so probably not realistic. And then scored 2 against Buffalo, so then it was okay. I've scored 2 before, but everybody's making a big deal out of it. I said it before. Like, I don't think I've won here yet, so that's the focus. And you can never really choose when you score. Like you go to the areas and you make plays, and you try to do your part.
Sheldon said your nickname with the Marlies was Shaq Hyman. I don't know, we never heard of that one.
No, you guys never did. That was AJ McLean. Yeah, that was my first year pro. So actually a bunch of guys here, like Connor Brown, Sammy Carrick, they're on that team. So, yeah.
How many friends and family will you have in the building tonight?
There'll be lots. Yeah, I don't know the number, but it's lots.
So we're asking you about this whole, potential milestone tonight. Are they what's the sense of excitement you're getting from your friends and family?
Oh, you guys like talking about it, but everybody else is just staying quiet about it until you kind of hit it. Like, hockey's a weird game. Like, there's no guarantee that you even get there, so you just got to go out there every game and play it. And yeah, just going out there and play.
Zach, there's some best-on-best hockey coming the next couple of years, starting with the Four Nations next year. But what would it mean for you to be in that mix along with Connor and play for Canada in the best-on-best?
Yeah, I think that's every player's dream, is to play for your country, and it's been a while since those tournaments have happened, the Olympics and the World Cup, and obviously there's a Four Nations tournament. So to be talked about on those teams is pretty cool, and to, if I do end up getting there, it's still a while away, that would be pretty special.
What would the Zach Hyman, standing here today, tell the Zach Hyman first year pro who is called, Shaq Hyman, about his journey?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, the same thing that pro would tell the kid in junior. Like, I think every step of the way, I think it's kind of a message for all kids. I haven't had the easiest journey in the sense that I was never kind of the best player on my team, and nobody thought I would continue to progress. So just continue to hit little milestones and continue to work really hard and just believe in yourself. I think that's the key. There's so much noise, and as you get to higher levels, there's more noise, and there's always people who are questioning your abilities, depending on no matter what level you're at. And you just have to have an inner drive and an inner belief and an inner work ethic, that if you do things right every day, good things are going to happen. And even if they don't, you can look at yourself and say, hey, I tried my best, right? And I think that's a message that I've always kind of given to myself. My parents told me that from a young age, just go work hard, and whatever happens, happens. And even now, it's the same message.
How strong is your bond with those Leafs that you broke in with? You guys are really good friends off the ice, went to each other's weddings, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I've played a lot of time, spent a lot of time with those guys, played a lot of years here. And like you said, we kind of grew up together. A bunch of us were on the Marlies together. A bunch of us started first-year pros, or first-year NHL players with the Leafs. So definitely stay in touch with those guys. Like you mentioned, we were at Mitchie's wedding this summer, and stay in touch, and they're great friends, and it's always fun to play against them. They're great players over there too, so it'll be a fun matchup.
I know you've covered this ground before, Zach, but now, putting together another outstanding season, more time has passed. Just looking back at how difficult that summer was when you did leave here and sign in Edmonton, and all the emotions leaving your hometown. As it turns out, 3 years later, how do you feel about all that?
Yeah. Obviously worked out as best as it possibly could have worked out. So looking back, it worked out great. I said it a bunch, like when I was going through the process, it was I didn't look at any other teams besides Toronto until I knew that that door was closed, and didn't really have much of a choice with regards to that door. So as soon as that door closed, I just quickly looked at Edmonton and said, out of all the teams, this is the place that I want to be for so many reasons. My wife and I, we got permission and we went out there and visited, and right away we knew that that was the spot. Because that was the key thing. Do we think we could grow a family there? That's the most important, because hockey-wise, it was a dream fit. I knew from the start, like, that's where I would fit in best, and that's where, I thought we would have the best chance to win, and that's ultimately what you want to do, is you want to win a Stanley Cup and have the opportunity to play with Connor and Leon and Nuge. Like, that was a dream scenario for me, and obviously it's worked out as best as it possibly could have.
What was it like to have to pivot so quickly, like putting all your eggs in one basket, and then door closes and you have to move on?
It's life. Like, that's I think everybody goes through situations in their life where big changes happen, and you have to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations, and that's why we kind of made the decision that while we were discussing with Toronto, like, that will be our focus, and as soon as we knew that door was closed, we weren't reopening it, and as soon as that door closed, it was all Edmonton, and we were hopeful that would work, and obviously we got everything done. Kenny was great, and now we're here.
What similarities do you see between Connor and Austin?
They're so different. I mean, similarities, they're both elite, top of the world players. But they play so differently, and their style plays different. So, but yeah, they both have an inner drive to be the best, I think, is probably what I'd say.
Connor said that Austin doesn't get enough credit for how smart he is. Like, what stood out about his hockey IQ when you played with him?
Yeah, I mean, when I played with him, I don't think he got enough credit for his two-way game. Like, I think he's extremely strong in his D zone, and a lot of that has to do with being positionally in the right spot, and that has to do with hockey IQ. And I think with regards to goal scoring, like, everybody talks about how good of a shot he has, and that's where he scores. But from my memory, when I played with him, he scored so many goals in front of the net and tipping pucks and just knowing where to be with regards to the bouncing off a goalie, coming down on the rebounds and things like that. So I think hockey IQ-wise, just understanding how to get a shot off and how to score, just probably the best in the world.